Hello, Dr. McCorkle again, Summer Creek Animal Clinic. We thought we would answer some frequently asked questions regarding heartworm disease, as this is such an important topic in Texas. So we hope this is helpful and that you learn more about heartworms in dogs.
What are the different types of heartworm prevention for dogs?
Yeah, so I think generally the big categories to think of are the oral monthly preventions. So that would be some sort of chew or tablet that you give monthly. There are a couple topical options that you put on with a little liquid directly on the skin that then absorbs systemically to act as a heartworm prevention. And then there is one injectable heartworm prevention that's given under the skin that lasts for 6 or 12 months, depending on which product it is.
When should I start heartworm prevention for my dog?
Yeah, really, every dog, especially in Texas, should be started by 8 weeks of age. If your pet's over 8 weeks of age, then as soon as possible. Mosquitoes, which transmit heartworm disease obviously will bite a young puppy as well as an adult dog. So we need to start by 8 weeks.
How effective is heartworm prevention?
Yeah, fortunately, most, if not all, of the FDA approved heartworm preventions are extremely effective, over 99% effective, I would say, in most cases, if not all of them. And so that's very fortunate because, again, in Texas, heartworm disease is such a big deal. Having a prevention that we can be very confident will work is a very good thing.
Does my dog still need a heartworm test if they are on prevention?
Yeah, that's always the question, right? Because the heartworm preventions are so effective. The answer to that is yes, because especially in Texas, we are one of the highest incidences of heartworm disease in the entire country. And the heartworm prevention is not 100% effective. So even if you give it consistently, I have had dogs come back positive, even when we were certain that the owners were giving it consistently. So that happens rarely, but it can. And realistically, a lot of dogs, if not most dogs, they're not on the prevention absolutely 100% accurately on time all the time. And so sometimes little lapses can turn into an issue as well.
Can prevention be used to clear a heartworm infection?
Yeah, that's a great question. If you get on the internet, you're going to see a lot of talk about heartworm preventions being a slow kill heartworm treatment. Unfortunately, that is not the case. There has been some recent research with one topical product, the ingredient moxidectin, that has shown to at least shorten the adult heartworm lifespan, but it's still not considered an adulticide or something that actually kills or treats the heartworms. Heartworm prevention is part of the treatment in the sense of preventing further infection, but it's not a treatment for adult heartworms. That is a separate treatment that needs to be done that has a much higher likelihood of clearing the infection of the adult worms.
Are there any holistic or over-the-counter dog heartworm preventions?
At this point, no. There is not anything that has been shown to be effective for treating heartworm disease. And so the simple answer to that is no, there's not.
Can I do anything in my dog's environment to reduce the risk of heartworm?
Yeah, so that's a great question because there is a vector for heartworm disease. So if we could get rid of mosquitoes, that would get rid of heartworm disease. I'm sure, as you're aware, mosquitoes transmit all kinds of diseases. And if we could eradicate mosquitoes, there would be lots of diseases that we would be able to get rid of. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. So even a strictly indoor dog, which is rare, but even a strictly indoor dog that never steps foot outside is still going to be at risk in Texas because mosquitoes fly. They can get into the house, bite your dog, and transmit heartworm disease. So you can do things in the environment to reduce your mosquito exposure, which I think is helpful and can be useful, but it in no way makes it okay to not be on heartworm prevention because you can never guarantee there won't be a mosquito in the environment.
What should I do if I miss a dose of my dog's heartworm prevention?
Yeah, if your dog's been on consistent heartworm prevention and you miss a single dose, The risks are going to be pretty low. We just need to get started back on heartworm prevention as quickly as possible. But the best thing to do in that situation, because it does kind of depend on the specific circumstances, would be to contact your veterinarian and get their advice as to whether there should be an additional heartworm test, or at least when the next heartworm test should be, depending on how long there was a lapse. But if you miss a few days here and there, it's not likely to be a big deal, but it is still important to try to stay on time as much as possible for sure. And I think that's all the questions we have. If you have any other questions relating to heartworm disease, please reach out to us. We're happy to help. And if your pet is lapsed on heartworm prevention or anything like that, you have questions, please reach out. We're happy to help. Thank you so much.